Yo, guys, welcome back to another episode of We Got Issues. I am MLGman, aka Luke. We've got my boy Xboxgut, aka Cameron, and as you can see, for the first time ever, we have a third face here on the call, here on the pod. We have JSProductions. We just call her JS. Uh, yeah, she's here joining us today. We're very excited to have her. Um, Welcome, JS. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you for the invite. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to be on here, especially if we're going to be doing some comic talk and of course, Transformers.
Yes,
Love it.
ma'am. I'm
Yep.
Yeah.
excited. But yeah,
Yep.
this has been a long time coming having a third person on, so we're all very excited. Um, I guess to start us off, tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you started getting into comics and uh, nerd stuff, and I guess when you started creating content and videos and stuff like that. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm JS. I am a former Five Nights at Freddy's creator, but then in 2023, 2024, I started to expand into other franchises. And it wasn't until the later half of 2024 that I got into, like, back into the Transformers franchise. And ever since then, I've been talking about a mixture of FNAF and Transformers, but then kind of also talking about like other stuff as well. And with that, that's also how I got into comic books as well, because I um was like during that time I was getting back into it, and it wasn't until I discovered a YouTube video about the Skybound Transformers comics, specifically about like Optimus Prime and his character and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this looks really intriguing. So I did a lot more like research into this, and it wasn't until actually I think about this month last year that I picked up the first two volumes of the Transformers comics, and they got me hooked right away. And since then, I've been into the Energon universe as a whole, and I've been getting into GI Joe and Void Rivals, and yeah, since then I've been getting into comics and fully. This starts, I guess, year two of you know being into comics and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, Cameron, I know for you, Transformers was one of the first things that I had you read, right? That was like one of the first things
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Because this guy, I've only been collecting comics for not even a year. I'm probably in the game maybe 7 months. It was when the Superman movie came out last year.
Hmm.
That was whenever I broke into comics because I'm a big manga guy as well. So I had a ton of manga experience before I got into comics. But this guy was trying to put me on a lot of different stories. Geiger was one of them. East West was another one. Bug Wars was another one. But the first one that I actually pulled the trigger on and bought was Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers, and I
Hmm.
absolutely fell in love with it, man. I That's like one thing that I'm sure all three of us can agree on with Daniel Warren Johnson. He has such good soul and heart in his stories, and you can feel it in the panels. You can feel it in the in the dialogue, in the characters themselves. And for a story about robots, they have a lot of emotion. It's awesome. I
Hmm.
love it so much.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, dude, that Transformers run is really awesome, and like you were saying, I guess it was before we got started here. Dude, that second deluxe edition, I cannot wait because I've already read half of the content that's in there because it'll have volumes 3 and 4, and I read
Hmm.
volume 3, but then I stopped picking up the trades before volume 4 came out. So there is some content in there I still haven't gotten to yet, but that's gonna wrap up the D Dubs era too, which is
Yeah.
kind of sad. But no, I'm excited to see the finale because I've stayed pretty spoiler free with how that arc ends. But I was talking to actually yesterday. I was talking to David Nakayama because I was asking him about his work on like the new Transformers covers and stuff like that. Um, and he was telling me like because obviously he reads it as well, having working on it. But he was telling me that the finale of the arc with D Dubs is just amazing. So he's got me hyped. I mean, I was already hyped, but him telling me that yesterday, I'm excited to get to that.
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of Kirkman, like Robert Kirkman, Invincible. and Walking Dead are like two of my favorite. Walking Dead is top 3 books I've ever read in my life. Like that's how much I enjoy it. So for him to come on Transformers, which DWJ has already like sold me on the whole world of it, but just to have it being wrapped up with his arc, and then Robert Kirkman picking it like up, it's just making me even more excited for like just what's to come with this Transformers title.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah.
JS, I did want to ask you because you're caught up on all of the Energon stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I as far as Void Rivals goes, because I know Cameron hasn't really tapped into Void Rivals yet. I've only read the first 3 volumes, I believe, as well, or yeah, first 3 volumes, 3 or 4. I don't remember, but where Void Rivals is at right now, is it starting to tie in more with Transformers, or is it still pretty separate?
I think it's still pretty separate. I mean, it still has like some Transformers in it. I mean, like with the Quintessons, that it's a big part of like the Transformers world, considering that this is now in the Quintesson War arc. Um, they were heavily involved in the movie for Transformers back in 1986, and then seasons 3 and 4. So yeah, it kind of is kind of tied with it, but I think whenever it comes to like the Quintessons or like maybe even some of the main characters in Void Rivals actually maybe going to Earth or maybe in the future, I think that's when it'll really connect with Transformers and maybe even G.I. Joe as well. But I'd say yeah, probably just like maybe a little bit and
Because I
stuff. Yeah,
know
for that.
it's got like Jetfire and stuff,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And there's obviously references to like the War for Cybertron, and like they'll be talking about Optimus or Alita, and they'll just be like a piece of dialogue, and they'll be like, oh, I know that, we saw that in Transformers. So like there's
Yeah.
small connections there, but as far as when stuff is gonna like fully entwine, because I think that's what, at least for me, and a lot of people as well, I think that's what we're all kind of waiting for with expanded universes like this, whether it be the Ultimate Universe or Absolute. It's just waiting for everything to kind of come together from just being solo stories to really like feeling like this world is like a collaboration, Which I know we're getting
Hmm.
with GI Joe here soon. We've seen those new covers with Duke and Optimus on them, which I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. But as far as like Void Rivals, which is I feel like that's where, I mean, you've got GI Joe and Transformers happening, but Void Rivals is, I think, where a lot of the big stuff for the Energon universe is going to happen, just because it's like the cosmic side of stuff. It's a lot less
Hmm.
grounded, and it's, I don't know, just the crazier stuff. Do you see Void Rivals tying in the near future, or do you think it's still more down the line?
I feel like I think I'm kind of leaning towards down the line because I don't know what Robert Kirkman has planned for that. I mean, I would love to see like Dalek and Salila like interacting with like Optimus Prime and seeing more about like their side of the war and heck maybe even going to Cybertron at some point. I think that would be really really cool. And maybe see if that would time with Transformers, but I just feel like it might be like maybe like later down the future, like down the line or something. Maybe the sixth or seventh volume of any of them. Who knows? So, oh no, I did not mean to do that. Oh
This
no,
guy loves to call him out. This guy loves to call it out.
yeah,
But
but yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows what
I
they can
mean,
do for that?
considering it's Kirkman, I do see it. I think the reason, I mean, I could be wrong, but him hopping on Transformers now is telling that, he kind of, the way that I see it is like he kind of allowed D Dubs to kind of give his spin on things and introduce everybody to this world and kind of do his thing. But then now that D Dubs is off, Kirkman hopped on to really start setting up for what he has in mind for the overall Energon universe. So, and I mean, knowing how Kirkman is on stuff like Invincible and even The Walking Dead, I can definitely see it paying off in the future with.
Hmm.
There's gonna probably still be a lot of setup. I just didn't know, as far as you being like caught up with everything, I didn't know if there was plot threads or stuff that seems like it could be connected, or not really connected, but like coming to fruition, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Cameron, he hasn't read Void Rivals yet, and he also hasn't
Yeah.
read GI Joe yet. I know you're very hesitant to step outside of Transformers because you're not really interested in GI Joe, never have been.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
for sure. And that was a question that I was going to ask JS here. Being a Transformers fan and you're being completely caught up in all that's out in the Energon universe, um, is Transformers something I could still enjoy just by itself, or is GI Joe going to be something that I definitely want to be like caught up with? Not obviously because it'll be fully enjoyable if I get the GI Joe set of things, of course. But
Yeah.
do I really have to? Is there going to be major plot points that happen? Do you think in the crossover that is in GI Joe and Transformers, or is Transformers something I could just stick with only Transformers and still enjoy it?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question because like at first I remember I originally started with just reading Transformers and was like a little hesitant into stepping into Void Rivals and GI Joe, but after reading some of like the material that I saw specifically, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'll just say there's a moment that happens in the Duke miniseries that made me go, "Oh, this okay." I'm not gonna spoil it, but like it's like okay, interesting thing happened in here, and then especially with the one of the new GI Joe covers that they showcased with Optimus
Mhm.
Prime and Duke. I think it's really going to like show okay, yeah, things are getting serious with like both of these mixing, and then yeah, I mean it's like yeah, I mean I get I'm sorry.
No,
Um
it's okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think probably like if you definitely want to like I think it is kind of worth it to step into Void Rivals and GI Joe, especially like with what I just mentioned.
Yeah.
It's hard not to get into spoilers on why, but it really makes everything intertwined together whenever all stories are really read. But yeah, I highly recommend them. They're really good.
well,
Okay. Great. Yeah.
one of the
Great.
things I can say that's not really spoilers is like I know Cameron. I don't know if you remember, but in the first volume of Transformers, there's that part where Starscream comes out of nowhere, blows up the jet or whatever, and then
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
guy comes out and you see Duke on his thing,
Yeah.
and that
Hmm.
wasn't just like a throwaway thing. That's literally like when you start reading GI Joe from the beginning of like the miniseries and then into the ongoing, it's like very heavily tied in from their perspective because they're like, obviously the Transformers, the Autobots, and Decepticons have their own shit going on the side, but the humans are like, yo, there's these big robots here all of a sudden. So the whole plot of GI Joe is kind of them trying to figure out what to do with them and like how to handle it. Like they have their own stuff going on too, but a large part of it from the very beginning of GI Joe is very uh Transformers like is already like in it. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Okay.
um
So it's basically just it's the same story but told from a different like a different group's perspective.
uh
Kinda.
I wouldn't even
Yeah,
say the same
yeah.
story. Like it's its own story. They have their own stuff going on, but I feel like the Transformers are still kind of a big plot point. Like it's not necessarily
Yeah.
the same story from a different perspective, but it's still very large plot point from the very beginning.
Yeah, I
Mm.
definitely like the whole like Cybertronian type thing. Like they are like in all three stories. I mean, obviously Transformers is in Transformers, and then with like Void Rivals, they have their side of it in like the galaxy, but with still the Cybertronians, and then with the Quintessons as well, which are also a big part of it, and then
Real quick,
also with the GI Joe.
JS,
Yeah.
because I'm not 100% sure, and I doubt Cameron is. Could you explain the Quintessons a little bit? Because they're kind of like the gods of like the Cybertron, kind of, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like the if I had to explain, like they're kind of like not their makers in a way, but like they're yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, hold on one second. Let me make sure I'm getting this right before I blabber about all this. But yeah, they're okay. Yeah, so basically, they're known for creating the Autobots and Decepticons on Cybertron, um, and ruling like in their own separate empire on their own planet as well. So basically, they're the creators of the Cybertronians in some way.
But they're like
That
villains
seems
at the same
awesome.
time, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
It's a
shit.
whole like mix thing. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Where do you get lore on that? Is that Void Rebels lore, or
um,
is
it's
that
just like
Transformers?
yeah, Transformers lore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they were first mentioned in the Transformers 1986 movie, and
Mm.
then they kind of showed more of that during seasons 3 and 4, which my memory of that is a little fuzzy since I haven't seen like that season in a long time. But yeah, they're basically like the overall like ruling empire over like the Cybertronians.
Awesome. That lore,
Yeah.
I guess I never even thought that like the Transformers were like created, like they had a higher being. I didn't even think about that. That to me, I love shit like that. And I'm
Yeah.
assuming, where the story's gonna go, we're probably end up gonna fighting those guys or something like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Hmm.
Well, the Transformers lore, like, I don't know how deep you've looked into it, Cameron. Probably not very deep, but it goes hard, bro.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean it can get convoluted because there's just so many different like takes on Transformers. I guess
Hmm.
I mean it's such a big property that it's hard to call it indie because it's not. I mean it's one of the highest grossing franchises of all time. It's not really
Hmm.
indie, you know. It's
Mm.
on the same level as something like Marvel or DC as far as the different continuity stuff. Like it's been around for a long time, and there's
Hmm.
Mm.
just so much shit that goes on with the Transformers lore. Like it's insane, bro. But they've got like if you think the Autobots themselves are cool with like, dude, they have these ones that are like, correct me if I'm wrong, JS, but they're like the size of planets. Like they're
Yeah.
like big ass
Primus.
Transformers.
Yeah, Primus and Unicron. Yeah, basically, yeah, they are literally the entity gods of Transformers. We have Primus, the creator of life, and then we have Unicron, the destroyer. Which pretty much those two, like in Transformers media, they absolutely despise each other. Like they hate each other. Literally, yeah, Primus, is the core of, Cybertron's what brings them Energon and all that stuff, and even the Matrix of Leadership, which that's, from all the past, wisdom of the Primes, which is how, Optimus is one as well. And then Unicron, he just eats everything to survive. Just like
It's like
think of
Galactus.
yeah, literally think of Galactus but like in planet form. It's bizarre. It's like what would happen if Prime or not Primus, Unicron and Galactus met? It would be chaotic,
So
pretty much.
the Matrix of Leadership, that essentially, because I've seen Transformers One, the animated movie, or like
Hmm.
CGI, I guess, but that was fantastic. By the way, I love that movie.
Hmm.
But the Matrix of Leadership plays a heavy role in that movie. But isn't it essentially like it's like this core that he inserts into himself and allows Optimus to essentially be an avatar for Primus. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
basically becomes the champion of God, essentially.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like the Matrix is honestly like one of the coolest like relics in all of like Transformers media. Like no matter in what continuity it could be like from, it is one of like the key aspects and core relics in Transformers, and like no matter like who has it, it's like all of like the wisdom of the primes would be in that, and it's basically essentially how it gives Optimus, his like spark and stuff, and it's it's fascinating. And then there's also like the old spark as well, which that gives machines life in some way. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's what I was
sounds
saying,
out there.
Cameron. This shit goes
Yeah,
hard, bro.
yeah, because my only exposure to Transformers is the Michael Bay movies.
Hmm.
I seen, man, there's like they have a bunch of different names. They don't just go by like one, two, three. But I definitely have seen the first, I think, three
The Shia
of
LaBeouf
the
Hmm.
Michael
ones.
ones. Yeah, the Shia
Yeah,
LaBeouf. Yeah. I didn't see the Mark um
Wahlberg.
Wal yeah, Mark
yeah, Mark
Wahlberg ones.
Wahlberg. Yeah.
But those first three movies I seen, and then the Danny Warren Johnson run. So I had absolutely no idea that it got that deep. That's awesome. I love some good rich world building or like lore building as well.
Hmm.
It's just this whole conversation is just making me 10 times, 100 times more excited to read the second half of Danny Warren Johnson's Transformers. Man, I'm itching. I'm itching.
Yeah.
Well, I think the real question we're all wondering, JS, do you think Bumblebee is coming back? Let's.
Oh, that's a great question.
Do you think? Do you think
Oh
Kirk?
boy.
Because the whole reason why he died is because Daniel Warren Johnson thinks Bumblebee is super overrated and didn't want to have to write him. So he was kind of like a middle finger to Bumblebee, killed him off in the first issue. But now that Daniel Warren Johnson's gone, do you think Kirkman will bring him back at some point?
Oh man, that is hard to say because like it does like explain and like I think it was either issue 25 or issue 26 that I don't think Bumblebee's gonna be coming back because I think whenever Starscream shot him in the face like that, I basically think that that's game over for Bumblebee. Like I think whenever it comes to like the different ways of like Cybertronians can die, it kind of like I feel like more so if they get shot in the head, then that's basically game over. But like for their spark, I feel like that could be easy to come back to. Like I'll just give it like an example, like in like Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, I'll just say like Optimus' spark was damaged, but he still was like able to come back. Like his head wasn't destroyed or anything, but yeah, I think it determines like the way that someone could die. It's like it could really depend. So yeah, I think if they're shot in the head, it's unfortunately game over. But yeah, I don't think Robert Kirkman's gonna bring Bumblebee back, unfortunately.
Well, that was one of the things that I was wondering because, like, I mean, the whole plot up until that point, I guess even now, they're still trying to find their old comrades and, like, kind of revive them. I guess so. Bumblebee is just too far gone to be revived.
Yeah,
Man,
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, yeah, and I
At the
think
same, so go. Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, I think I'm not gonna spoil it for like issue 23, but I think there is like the a moment in that in like one of the pages that basically shows that this is why Bumblebee needed to die so Optimus can see this in himself or something like that.
Mhm.
It's very very fascinating and
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say I almost as much as I do enjoy Bumblebee, I think he's a awesome character, a comedic relief type character, if you will. Um,
Hmm.
I almost kind of do hope that they leave him dead. No, like no shade thrown at my boy Bumblebee, obviously, but
Yeah.
I want them because with Invincible, one of the main issues that I had with Invincible is characters dying and coming back. Characters dying and coming
Hmm.
back, like the whole Dragon Ball Z type thing, where characters
Yeah.
literally die and they always come back. It makes it so much more like the stakes so much higher. It makes the stakes it makes it so much more impactful whenever you got a character that's as beloved as Bumblebee get shot in the face in the first issue and you never get to see him in the run ever again. So I
Hmm.
think it really adds a like the way I felt reading The Walking Dead. Like my favorite characters, I was terrified whenever they got in, you know, some sort of crazy encounter with the zombies or the raiders and shit like that. It really scared me because I didn't want any of my favorite characters to die. And I think with Transformers, I think by him, like Kirkman not bringing back Bumblebee, I think he could definitely add that punch whenever one of the Transformers does lose their spark or have their head damaged or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd be very upset if like Cliff Jumper or um what's the surfer guy's name, the
Beachcomber.
cool ass.
Oh,
Yeah,
Beachcomber. Yeah.
awesome, Awesome. So yeah, I even though I love Bumblebee, don't get me wrong, I really hope they do not bring him back and kind of like break that sort of one thing that I don't enjoy in comics or manga or anime or anything like that, where they kill someone off and bring them back. It just takes the stakes away completely, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially like with what I mentioned about issue 23. I feel like if they bring him back, I feel like all those moments that we had in the Daniel Warren Johnson run would have been for nothing if he came
Exactly.
back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I guess Cameron and I just aren't far enough in the Transformers run yet, but that's one of the things I was hoping is that Bumblebee didn't just like die for nothing. I was hoping that he would have like his death would have real plot significance,
Hmm.
which I guess where we're at, we really haven't seen a whole ton of yet. Um, but I'm glad to hear that there is some significance to it, and he wasn't just
Hmm.
killed off for shits and giggles.
Hmm.
It does definitely seem like that though. Like first issue, bro got blasted in the head right off the rip. I was like, I was expecting them to bring him back like the next issue or that same issue or something like that. But no, I enjoy whenever you know, like the whole Infinity War thing, man. Like you hate seeing your superheroes die, but it's so cool because you just don't think they have, the balls to actually do it, but they do it. So I think that's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Well, while we're on the Transformers train, we don't have to talk about Transformers the entire episode, uh,
Yeah,
but
we could.
we definitely could. The hole goes deep. But
Yeah.
JS, what are some of your favorite Transformers, like specifically? Like, if you could,
Great question.
give me like a top three of your favorite Transformers.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna straight right off the bat. Number one, Optimus Prime.
Of
Gotta
course.
have it.
Of course.
Love what Daniel Warren Johnson has done with the character, but also too, it comes down to what Peter Cullen contributed for the character. Like I've seen like in his like a lot of his videos that he tells the story of how he got the voice for Optimus Prime, and it was from his brother who served in Vietnam, and him and his brother were living together at the time, and he was telling that his brother he was going to go audition for a truck, like a hero truck, and it was whenever his brother said, if you're going to be a hero, don't be a real hero, don't be like a BS type yelling all that stuff, and basically said be strong enough to be gentle. And so Peter brought that to Optimus, did that for the audition, and basically that's how his character has been since. And ever since, like if you like hear him talk throughout what Peter has done, like in Transformers Prime or Generation One, that is basically the advice that his brother gave him um to do for Optimus Prime. And like it's and also too, like in Skybound as well, like Daniel Warren Johnson really, really gave that be strong enough to be gentle personality into Prime, and it can really, really,
Ooh, with
really
the
show with
deer.
that. And yeah, I know with the
Yeah,
deer,
with the
yeah,
deer. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, so sorry. It's like, stop.
Exactly, dude. You're like choking up. It's insane.
Yeah.
Such a
Um,
well written character.
oh yeah. And then with a lot of people, see Optimus Prime as like, a father figure, and then like a dad. Literally, he is like a father to Bumblebee in some way, but they literally bring that literally to Spike in the comic, which is crazy. And like just everything about Optimus just means a lot. And um I was gracefully given a Peter Cullen signed Optimus Prime Funko Pop last year, and whenever I saw that and whenever I got it in the mail, I was like, that just means so much to me. Yeah. I could go on about Optimus Prime. He's really, really, my favorite. But oh man, there's just so many like other like cool characters that are very cool. I think definitely ones I want to shout out is Megatron, his character's complex, Starscream, um, Cliff Jumper, um, RC. Um, there's just so many. There's just so many that are really, really cool. That I wish I could put like a top five, but yeah, if I had to like choose like my number one, it would be Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta like Optimus is just that guy, you know.
Yeah.
Um, like I
He's my
was,
favorite.
other than like Optimus and Bumblebee, I didn't really know any of the Transformers by name until I uh, got into the comics, right? I mean, I know some of, like, everybody remembers Grimlock because he's the dinosaur, or
hmm
like, um, what's see, I don't even remember some of them from the movies, but one of the ones that really stood out to me that I didn't think I was gonna like, but ended up being one of my favorite Autobots was RC. Yeah, I freaking
hmm
love RC, and I know sometimes she's portrayed as like a like taking the form of like a motorcycle or something. But
hmm
I really like what D Dubs did, where he made her like a Ferrari or a Lambo. And
Yeah.
what still sticks out to me, my favorite scene in the comics, is the part where RC jumps off the dam and she slides on the side and
Yeah.
pops the door open to catch the girl that's falling.
Yeah,
hmm
That
that's right.
scene blew me away when I read it. It was so cool. Um,
hmm
so I love RC, and probably, I mean, one that really grew on me just because of like his introduction uh is Daniel Warren Johnson's Shredhead. Like,
Yes, I
you
love
haven't been introduced
Shredhead.
yet, Cam,
Yeah,
but
I was like,
Oh,
I don't
oh,
know. I'm
right.
not sure who that is.
basically uh it's basically, you'll love him because it's like, I know you love Murder Falcon. It's basically like Murder Falcon but a transformer. Just like,
Yeah, no.
dude, like, because you know how they travel in like their van, you know.
Yeah.
It's basically just like the embodiment of the Murder Falcon story, but as an Autobot. Like,
That's awesome.
dude, it's
Awesome.
so cool. I can't wait for you to finally get to that point where you're introduced to him. But
100%. I might have to just pick this book up after this pod, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dying. Even just talking about it, I'm like, oh man, I really am been itching to get back into it.
it's
Mhm.
May, right? May it comes out.
April 29th,
April
for
20.
book 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so it's not even out then. Okay, for
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Same week as Free Comic Book Day, which the
Ooh.
Energon Universe special for that, with DWJ back as a writer. Oh boy, what are they cooking? What are they cooking?
Have you been to a free comic book day, Cameron?
I want to say I actually have. No, I haven't because I've been to Batman Day
Oh, okay. Yeah,
where
yeah,
they were giving out like free Batman issues and stuff like that. That's whenever I got the reprint of Absolute Batman #1.
hmm
What else did I get? I got I think uh the new run of Batman was like, I think there was a new
yeah. Oh
issue coming
yeah.
out that day,
Yeah.
the Fraction run. And but no, I've never been to a free comic book day. I'm pretty sure it's like what, once a year, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually what, the first weekend in May,
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. May
essentially.
2nd, I believe. I could double check real quick.
Yeah, because I
Uh,
always see like collected editions where they're like for example, like I'm sure it hasn't been, but like Bug Wars, the free comic book day special or something like that
Right.
in the trade or in the collected edition, whatever size or form it is in. But I always
mhm.
see that. I always see that.
Well,
Yeah.
usually
May
they
2nd is
May 2nd.
Yeah, May
May
2nd.
2nd.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, I was just gonna say they usually. Well, I mean, it's much the same as like the Batman Day, where they'll give out like free issues for a bunch of stuff. But it's usually like a one shot or something to help people get introduced to these series and stuff like that. But sometimes to make it like really neat for people who are already getting into the story, um, some of those free comic book day like short stories that they do actually have some like kind of vaguely important stuff that are like that
Hmm.
help you like look forward to what's to come, and it's like a lot of it can be pretty neat.
hmm
So yeah, I went last year. Last year was my first one that I went to, and it was pretty cool. And depending on what shop you have, like what your LCS does, they might do sales too for free
Hmm.
comic book day. I know a lot of shops do that. They'll even sometimes invite creators to come do signings and stuff. It just depends on what shop you have or where you're at, but yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be attending that for sure. My LCS always throws around like deals and stuff like that. Like there was a couple weekends ago that I went and I was getting, what was I getting? I think I was getting like Skinbreaker number 4 or something like that, and they had 50% off all of their back issues, and
Oh
I was like,
wow.
oh yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. So I was like kind of I was sifting through, but I'm a very particular collector when it comes to comics. Like I have to be like really into something to hunt for it, if you will.
Mhm.
But I was looking for Pit issues, like the old Image comic, and then I was looking for the final like little stretch that I needed for the Firestorm Nuclear Man, the new 52 run on that. But I couldn't find them. But it was still cool. Like my LCS is they're definitely generous.
Yeah, you couldn't take me there, bro. You already know,
Bro,
Cameron.
they have. Let's see. Let me do the math. They probably have like 20 long boxes of just back issues. The front side of it is like 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 modern comics, and then the back is like all like Silver Age, Golden Age, all kinds of different stuff. They are loaded, man. My LCS is awesome. I love it. They have fucking figures, vinyls, new comics for New Comic Book Day, back issues, action figures. They have like a Lucille like bat with the barbed wire wrapped around it and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that from the
yeah.
Walking. So they're loaded, man, and they're always extremely nice. And they have like the whole pull system and stuff like that, so they keep my wallet empty.
Yeah.
I get that, yeah.
What's
But yeah.
what's your LCS like, JS? Like if you wanted to shout them out, where are they at, and are they legit?
Oh yeah, they're legit. The one I go to, they pretty much know me by now, which is funny. But yeah, they sell of course like new stuff. They sell a lot of trading cards, cuz games and or cards and comics I think is like in their title,
Hmm.
and stuff. And yeah, they sell like a bunch of like sports cards, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, like they sell all that. And then they also have some figures as well, which they have some cool Transformers figures that I would love to get, but my wallet would probably want to be begging for mercy at that time. And they have quite a few of like back issues and stuff as well, which I really need to like take the time and actually like look through them, because all I've pretty much done was just like see what Transformers ones that they would have, like the IDW run. But I really need to like take some time and actually like look into like their boxes and see if they have um like any Daniel Warren Johnson stuff they did, or maybe like the other like absolute Batman stuff, or like pretty much like any of like the past issues and stuff. But yeah, they have like a good variety, especially also in like in trade paperbacks and like volumes as well. Like they're really really good on that.
That's what's up. Yeah. I was gonna say like my LCS, they mainly do comics. They have like a huge like they're because I'm in Hawaii, and there's not a whole lot of options around us. So the one that I go to is basically the biggest one on the island, essentially. Um, so I'm lucky for that. It's like right down the street. The biggest comic shop on the island is right down the street. So
Mhm.
we've got a bunch of back issues, which I absolutely love. And they did a sale recently for the holidays where it was, just stocking a bunch of dollar comics. So I definitely went ham with that over the holidays. But I mean, they've got a bunch of collected editions always, which are really cool. They have like a bookshelves that are just kind of like lined around the area. Like I don't know how many shelves, probably like 20 shelves of just like trades and hardcovers and stuff. Like they have so much. But they have a bunch of board games, and they have like Warhammer stuff as well, like
Mhm.
the sets of like the figures and paints and stuff like that, like D&D stuff, all that kind of tabletop stuff. But yeah, no, my LCS, Other Realms Comics in Honolulu, shout out. They're pretty fire. But uh, well, hey, let's transition over. How about we talk about some non-Transformers comics? Uh,
Yep.
so I know you were talking. We talked a little bit about this before the show, but you're trying to expand your tastes outside of just the Energon universe. I know I've seen you pick up some things here and there for new comic book days, some Marvel, some DC, some Star Wars stuff. Um,
Mhm.
Give us an idea of like your tastes outside of Energon and Transformers, and maybe we could help you get into some stuff. Because, like I said, Cameron said he hasn't been collecting for too long either. And there's a lot of stuff that I helped him get into. Um, so yeah, just give us an idea, and maybe we can help you out.
Yeah, like I definitely, like, Star Wars and stuff, which is one of the things I definitely want to get into, especially like with like the Darth Vader runs that they had. Like that was really, really cool what they did. Um yeah, just like a bunch of like yeah, like science fiction and all that stuff, and of course trying to get back into like Marvel and DC, especially after being, out of a hiatus for so long. And like before we started recording and stuff, I mentioned that I want to get out of that because of Avengers Doomsday coming out this year, which you know something I definitely want to see, especially also with Dune coming out that same day, Doomsday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
Doomsday. Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
wait.
yeah, um,
I am beyond excited for Doomsday, man. Like, oh my
yeah.
god, like when they showed Scott Summers blasting his optic blast, I lost my shit. I was like, all right, I'm in. Let's get it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm like open to pretty much like trying anything. Like, of course, I'm still in like getting into like Daniel Ward Johnson stuff. Like recently, I got Wonder Woman Dead Earth, which I'm very intrigued to check out. Do a power bomb as well, and then I also have volume one of Something That's Killing the Children, and I'm trying to see what else I have like over there, but um yeah, and of course, like getting into like any of like the Absolute series or any of like the Ultimate. Yes, yes. Um, but yeah, getting and also into like the Ultimates as well, which I think I'm going to try and start with that at some point. Probably mostly with Spider-Man first, but yeah, I'm open to like try anything and see like what's out there.
well, Cameron, what would you recommend for her as somebody who got into superheroes recently, just to get into Marvel and DC,
um, oh, you want me to talk about Marvel and DC?
or indie as well?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, indie definitely it's a lot easier to get into, but
Yeah.
um, one of the things she specifically said was getting out of burnout as far as big two. So what do you think are a couple that she could get into that are really refreshing for Marvel and DC as well?
Um, I feel like you could hit the classic route. You could go like the Death and Return of Superman. It's very um classic. It's very good as well. I love the old school art. But I gotta recommend Ultimate Spider-Man, man. Like
Mhm.
the second omnibus is
Well, he's
hard
talking
to
about
find.
the original one from the 2000s,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's incredible. I've read a little bit of it, but I haven't read all of it because I kind of get to a point where I get so into the book that I'm kind of hurt that I can't read the second. You know what I mean? Because the second one is
Mhm.
actually pretty hard to find nowadays. Um, but yeah, it feels like the Sam Raimi movies, like straight into a book. It's awesome. I think it's a perfect like refreshing kind of take on the character as well. I think it and it also captures what a lot of people like love about Spider-Man, which is the high school angst and stuff like that. Which yeah, that's definitely something I would recommend on the Marvel side. What about
Mhm.
you, Luke?
Yeah, I mean with the Ultimate Universe stuff, like the original Ultimate Universe, I mean there's a lot of stuff that's iffy about that universe because in the early 2000s they were just trying to be edgy with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff that they get into with Ultimate X-Men and the Ultimates even. Like I won't get into it too much, but there's some like weird incest stuff. I know, like between like
Mm.
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Like, there's just like some weird shit that they were doing at the time. That's just like, you know. But
Mhm.
Ultimate Spider-Man stays like pretty much out of that, and it's kind of its own thing, which is freaking amazing. But if you want to get into like the modern Ultimate stuff, which I know you do, uh, I would personally start with Ultimate Invasion, which is
Okay.
kind of what kicks off the Ultimate Universe. You can read that on its own without any prior knowledge, but if you wanted to like kind of like set yourself up for like a journey, right?
Yeah.
If you kind of want to be in it for the long haul, what I would personally recommend is you read Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run into Secret Wars, because Secret Wars is what kind of starts the Ultimate Universe and kind of resets everything. And especially with Secret Wars coming out next or in the next couple of years, that's kind of what Doomsday is leading into, is Secret Wars. So there's, especially with like God Emperor Doom and all of that stuff, like they're gonna be pulling from these comics heavily for the next two Avengers movies. So you're gonna want to
Mhm.
check those out. But Jonathan Hickman's run on Fantastic Four and his run on Avengers kind of tie together, leading into the 2015 Secret Wars. And what the 2015 Secret Wars stuff does is it resets the universe, kind of, because you have these things called the incursions, which are
Mhm.
basically like discrepancies in the timeline and space-time continuum nonsense, and all of these
Yeah.
different timelines and universes start smashing into each other, and it creates this kind of like this super universe where the original Ultimate Universe has been destroyed, but you've got, a couple of the people, like what's his name, Miles Morales. He comes from the original Ultimate Universe. He's there, and as well as the Ultimate Universe's version of Reed Richards, who
Mhm.
at this point is the Maker. He survives, and that's where he's introduced into the main 616 universe. Uh, and yeah, in the aftermath of Secret Wars, that's kind of where you can read Ultimate Invasion, that leads into like the new reboot. Like, you could read Ultimate Invasion on its own, and then all of the new Ultimate stuff. But if you kind of want to read like the build up to that, and
Yeah.
kind of have the full context of who the Maker is and like the full stakes of everything, I would definitely recommend, like I said, the Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four and then the Avengers stuff.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
I know
I
that's a
read,
lot, but
yeah, no, I actually read the entire run on Hickman's Fantastic Four, because it was around the time where the whole First Steps was coming out in theaters, and I was like, I need to get some comics of Fantastic Four, because I obviously love that group since I was like a little kid. I really enjoyed the Fantastic Four, so I was like, well, I always hear this rave about Hickman's run on them, and I read it. I read the entire thing. I read all of Future Foundation as well, which is kind of like a tie-in comic with Fantastic Four after something crazy happens towards like the middle part of the run, his run in Fantastic Four. But yeah, like Luke is saying, it definitely is like a pre-game, like a prequel to like the Secret Wars and stuff like that, like the
Mhm.
Avengers and stuff like that. It's really good. So if you do enjoy like it does kind of get very convoluted in some crazy ways, because there's like 1,000 Reed Richards and all this. It's crazy. It's insane. It's really fun, but
Mhm.
it does get a little convoluted. But if you kind of roll with the punches, if you will, it's a very satisfying run to read. And I wish there was an omnibus imprint of it, because I really want to have the omnibus of it. I bought the little of the premiere edition, and that's what broke me into, like, I got the app, started reading it on my phone. Um, but yeah, that's a fantastic run as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
like JS. Speaking of that, that's actually a great point you made, Cameron. If you wanted to just try it out, Marvel has what they call the Premiere Editions. I don't know if you're familiar with those. Uh,
Uh,
but they're basically Marvel's version of the DC compacts. They're Like as far as like the price range, I think they're like what 15 to 20. Well, I guess that's a normal. They're like
They're,
or
I think they're
15.
15. I have mine
15.
right here.
That doesn't sound too bad. No. Yeah.
So they're like they're
Oh.
all like the red ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
They
I
And they're
see
like
them.
oversized too. They're pretty. I mean, they're not over like omnibus size. Yeah, $15 a pop, and
um.
they're packed. They're pretty big.
So yeah, I was gonna
That's not
say
bad.
that one that Cameron's got right there is called Solve
Hmm.
Everything. That's that first arc of his run on Fantastic Four. If you wanted to try it out without, I mean, of course, if you have the app like Marvel Unlimited, you can read it for very cheap and you can have access to all of it. But if you're a
Hmm.
big physical reader like both me and Cameron are, and you just wanted to try it out, that's a great option.
Yeah, I definitely will have to look at like my Barnes and Noble. Like I'm just already looking like right now just to see if they have it. But yeah, that actually is not that bad of a price. Or that. Oh, okay, yeah, $15, not bad.
They have
And it's in
a
store.
lot of different stuff.
Oh, it's in store as well. Shoot, I'm gonna have to pick it up this week.
Well, there
Yeah,
you
for
go.
sure. It's
Yep.
really good, and that was one thing that I was like kind of hurt about as well. Um, but this is like it's just like a gateway to get to wanting to read the rest of it because it ends at a very like crazy point where you're just kind of like, man, I wish that they would come out with like a volume 2 or a volume 3, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's something that you need to just be mindful of. You're not gonna get the entirety of the story in just this small little book. It's like a gateway to get you, either reading it digitally
Yeah.
or hunting down that insanely rare omnibus.
Yeah,
Or
trust
there's
me.
there's two of them, right?
Yeah, there's two omnibuses. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that was another thing I was gonna mention too. If you do like the Premiere collection, like these right here, like this trim size and everything like that, there is a ton of stories. Not a ton, but there's a good grip of stories that are getting collected in these. Like right now, they're about to come out with Planet Hulk, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the
Oh.
whole
Planet Hulk
run.
is awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the whole run in the one book because I don't think it's that long of a story or
It's
a run
not.
in general.
It's not.
And I'm gonna get that for sure. And
Hmm.
then they also have Garth Ennis's run on Punisher coming out soon. Also, they have Spider-Man with Spider-Man and Miles Morales coming out as well. And
Mhm.
then they have a ton of different stories that are collected in this format.
Yeah.
It's a great option in my opinion.
They just did one of my personal favorites. They I think within the last few months, if I remember correctly, they just came out with the Old Man Logan one.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Old
Mm.
Man Logan is a really awesome read. It's violent, it's gory, it's dark, but it's awesome. That was the first comic that I read that really got me into comics because, like Cameron was saying, after watching Superman, that's when he got into comics. But for me, it was watching Deadpool and Wolverine when that came out
Mhm.
in the 2024. That's what got me into comics. So that was the first thing that I read, and yeah, it still holds up. It's an awesome read. But yeah, the Marvel, as far as Marvel goes, those Premiere collections are a great way, a cheap alternative to get into like specific stories.
Mhm.
And then obviously for DC, they have the compact editions, which are really nice as well. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, if you wanted to try some of that stuff out, that's a great
Yeah.
option.
I
But
did
yeah,
see, I
he's got
think
one
if
here.
I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure I did see All Star Superman. I
Oh,
think.
they have so many good DC compact comics.
Yeah.
Like Batman Hush is obviously one of them. They have Watchmen. I know I'm not a big fan of Watchmen, but they have a Watchmen one. They have All Star Superman. They have Batman and Superman. There is so many um, really good DC compact comics there, and I think they're actually cheaper
They're
than
$10.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
$10.
$10 a
Yeah.
piece. So
I
that's another great route you could hit as well.
One
Hmm.
run that I think you would really dig, JS, just getting a feel for who you are and this kind of stuff that you're into. Uh, One of my favorite books that I read recently was Tom Taylor's Nightwing, which is very,
Oh.
it's really badass, but at the same time, it's got such a. When I was reading it, it reminded me a lot of Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers because you could just kind of feel the heart in it.
Hmm.
And it just translates really well. But they're coming out with the first arc called Leaping into the Light, in
Mhm.
in the compact edition as well, and I think that comes out here in March. Um, Again, only $10. If you wanted to check it out, that's another great one to get you started. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, those are just some like Marvel and DC's uh, recommendations. But as far as indie stuff, Cameron, you want to give her some
Yeah,
indie
but I've
recommendations?
been dying to recommend this book, man. And this is a book that my boy Luke gifted me for Christmas because we did like a whole gift exchange. If you like Daniel Warren Johnson and you like the soul and the heart, you gotta pick. And I know you. I don't know if you own this or I don't know if you've read it, but Murder Falcon by Daniel Warren
I
Johnson
want to
is
own that so bad. Yeah, that's on
it.
my. Yeah,
It
I
is
want to own that so bad.
absolutely incredible. Like I did not think I was gonna like it as much as I did. It was so good. And I'm a big metal guy. I love heavy metal. I love rock, and I love that whole like side of music, you know. And I think
Hmm.
Murder Falcon was like, because I already love Transformers, and I loved the Absolute Batman Annual by Daniel Warren Johnson as well. I just like that art style, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Murder Falcon is Daniel Warren Johnson's some of his best. I don't think it. I think it's better than Transformers, in my opinion.
Ooh.
And
I
it's
really
only
do
eight
think so.
issues too.
Yeah, it's only
Right.
in that one deluxe cover, hardcover. I mean,
Yeah.
but wow, it is such a good, sad story, man. It punches you in the gut, man. Towards the end, you feel the emotion, and I don't even think you need to be a fan of rock or heavy metal or anything like that. I think if you're a fan of music, which I think I can pretty much talk for us three right here,
Yeah.
we all like music, obviously.
Hmm.
I think this book is fantastic. I think anybody can really connect with the story and really enjoy it. And I am forever thankful that Luke bought me that book because it totally blew me the fuck away. I really, really enjoyed it, and I think you will too, JS.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I originally was gonna try and get the deluxe hardcover. Oh my god, my words! I was originally going to try and get the deluxe hardcover on Amazon, but they sold out. So I'm like, I think I'm still gonna get the trade paperback. But like, yeah, I've heard so many good things about Daniel War. But of course, yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson, but Murder Falcon. Because I saw a video of it on YouTube video, and even Daniel Warren Johnson himself commented on that video, showing appreciation for the YouTuber talking about it. And I'm just like, yeah, it looks like such a great story that I really, really, really want to check out. It might be my
It's
next purchase soon.
please, my boy Luke is spreading the gospel about that book, man. It is that good, and I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed it. I think anybody can really get behind Murder Falcon.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, Murder Falcon is really good, and especially, I mean, if you like big robotic kind of things fighting other big things, then it's definitely for you. I mean, it's you've got this anthropomorphic uh, Falcon with this cool cyborg arm, and he's all about just chilling, playing some metal and smashing beers. But then he'll come out and just like you've got these like demon kaiju things, and like he'll
Hmm.
just come out and just like pound these mofos. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's so badass. Yeah, and
Such a
then
good story.
yeah, there's like this cool. I won't spoil it, but there's like power ups and stuff that they get later on, and there's other kind of anthropomorphic animals, and it's a lot, but it's really cool. There's a whole lot of heart, just like Cameron was saying.
Hmm.
Yeah, Murder Falcon. If you're a fan of that stuff, you gotta tap in.
Oh,
I
100%.
think
Yeah.
I think just being a Daniel Warren Johnson fan in general, I think it's a must
Hmm.
to check out Murder Falcon. And I'm because of that book and Transformers, I've really been trying to or wanting to expand my Daniel Warren Johnson like collection. I've been wanting to get a what is some of his other stuff? It's like a Space Mullet,
Hmm.
do a Power Bomb and stuff like that. Like I definitely want
Yeah.
to check those out. Because I love his stuff, man. I really do.
Yeah. I know Moon is following us. Beta Ray Bill, Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, and Jurassic League. That's another one as well that he did. But I think apart from that, yeah. I think that's like
Yeah.
Did you
yeah,
see
his like other work.
Extremity?
Yeah, and Extremity too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one that he did.
Um,
Awesome.
I I think knowing you, Cameron, I think you would dig his Beta Ray Bill stuff.
Oh,
I mean Beta Ray Bill on his own is a cool character, but what he does with Beta Ray Bill's character, he very much humanizes him, and like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I could very easily see his version of Beta Ray Bill as a character in Murder Falcon, if that makes sense. Like, dude,
I love Beta Ray Bill. I love that character. I don't even think I've ever read a comic or seen him in any animated like movie or show or anything like that before, but I just love the look of him. He just looks so cool. And yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson writing Beta Ray Bill. Come on, I might have to.
Yeah.
that one's awesome. And what was I gonna say? I do a power bomb. Do a power bomb is probably his like most emotional read. Like, Murder Falcon is, heartbreaking, but I think do a power bomb is the same, if not a little bit more heartbreaking. And I mean, it's super badass too. I'm not really into like wrestling like that, like WWE or AEW or any of like the pro wrestling where you've got these kind of like characters like stage performance kind of thing. Like I'm not really into that stuff, but it still was like it was pretty badass. Like that's one thing that Daniel Warren Johnson does so well too is he's able to, whether you're into that niche or not, he's able to make a story about something and then just like get you into it. Like I didn't really care a whole ton about Transformers, but he's able to make you care about Transformers. You might not care about rock and roll or like metal or music to that extent, but Murder Falcon, you'll be wanting to put on some tunes, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to watch some WWE after I watch or read do a power bomb. You know what I mean? That kind of.
Yeah.
He just makes you care, and I know one of the projects he's working on next is he's doing a golf series because he got really into golf.
Awesome.
Dude, I can't wait, man. He's showed
yeah.
some like progress photos on Instagram I saw. Dude, it
Yeah, I've
looks
been
like
seeing
it's
those
gonna be
too.
sick.
He's
But,
gonna make it incredible. He's gonna
He is.
make that shit hit so hard. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's
A
gonna be
golf series by It's gonna be so sick, man. I
yeah.
can't wait.
Golf with his taste, like his art style and like his storytelling. Oh man, I wonder what they're gonna do with that.
well, I
Like
just
that's gonna
imagine it being like a weird sci-fi twist on like Happy Gilmore or something. You know what I mean? Like that
yeah.
would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a manga. It's called like Prince of Tennis or something like that. I actually don't think that's what it's called. It's something tennis. And each character has like it's not like actual it's tennis, but they have like powers behind
Are you
each
talking
like
about
swing.
Beat?
No, it's no. It's something tennis. I think it might be called Prince of Tennis or something like
Okay.
that. But there's like a whole section of that manga where like it like zooms out of the earth as he like hits the tennis ball and the ball like goes flying around the earth and shit. Like
Oh
I think he could definitely do something like that, but with golf. You know what I mean? Like and
yeah.
just make it hit home, hit hard emotionally, and just be badass about one of the most boring sports on the planet.
Or like those filler episodes of Dragon Ball Z where they're playing baseball and Goku will just like throw the ball through the fucking stratosphere and like it'll hit
Yeah.
the moon or something. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Nah,
that'd be awesome.
no doubt in my mind that guy's gonna knock it out of the park with that comic. That's gonna be on my pool 100% when it does.
Oh,
start coming out.
100%, yeah. Honestly, like whatever he does, trade paperback, hardcover for that next project he's going to do, sign me up. Honestly,
100%.
yeah.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Me too.
But yeah, as far as my like recommendation for indie though, I mean, I could talk all day about Daniel Warren Johnson. We've been talking about him this whole episode, so I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I mean, Geiger.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
that was gonna be another one of mine as well.
We
'Cause,
did our episode, not this past episode, but like the one before that. We literally spent half the episode just talking about Geiger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good, man. It's good.
It's really good.
Really good.
especially
Mhm.
like if you want to get into the Ghost Machine stuff. Geiger is the way to go. Junkyard Joe, which ties into it
Mhm.
as well. Um, like what's really cool is you could read Junkyard Joe on his own. It's just 6 issues and it's pretty self-contained. And then they have the first, because Geiger was originally made as a miniseries as well. So the first trade paperback is the miniseries, which is only six
Yeah.
issues, but volume two is the ongoing. So it's like issues one and onwards of the ongoing. It's a little confusing, but if you just like follow the numbers on the trades, it'll be whatever. Like you'll get
Mhm.
the hang of it. But if you just wanted to try it out, Junkyard Joe and Geiger Volume One are both fantastic. But
Mhm.
Jeff Johns is an amazing writer, and he's done a lot of great stuff for DC. Is what he's known for in the early 2000s. He did. I mean, he has stuff like his Flash run, which is critically acclaimed. His New 52 Green Lantern stuff, like that's what he's known for. Is a lot of his work on DC. His Aquaman. Um, but he kind of is doing his own thing with Ghost Machine right now, and all of it is just really good from what I've read.
Mhm.
But yeah, Geiger, man, like I don't know, are you a fan of Fallout?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I love Fallout. I mean, literally, I think like a week ago, we bought like the Jones Company drinks that they sold at Costco, and seeing like the real life quantum drink was pretty cool. But yeah, I absolutely like love the Fallout universe. I still need to catch up with season two because I've been busy, but
Same.
that first season was incredible, and then Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 are very fun, and I still need to play New Vegas, but I mean, yeah, it's a really interesting universe, but very cool at the same time.
Well, hey, I mean,
You'll be right at home.
yeah,
You'll be right at home. You
Cameron loves Fallout.
love it, love it. I love all of them. I not really a fan of the first two. I don't. They're pretty old in my opinion. But I love three, New Vegas, four, and I even like the garbage Fallout 76. That was it's a
Oh
terrible,
yeah.
but I really enjoyed that game a lot. Um,
Mhm.
and if you do like Geiger or not Geiger, if you like Fallout and like the vibe that kind of world gives off, Geiger is going to you're gonna be right at home with Geiger.
Okay.
You'll genuinely love it. Um, I do recommend obviously. Well, it's kind of like the whole like how you told me I do want to read GI Joe to kind of get the full picture of like the whole Energon universe. It's almost I would recommend reading Junkyard Joe
Mhm.
after after the first volume of Geiger because he becomes a pretty involved in the story. Let's just say involved. He's pretty involved in the story past volume 1 of Geiger. But either way, I think you'll be right at home with both. They're such good stories, and especially being an Energon universe fan, like where everything is kind of connecting and it has yet to connect even more and stuff like that. I think
Mhm.
you would really like the I think what unnamed right unnamed universe, Luke.
Yeah, unnamed universe.
Yeah, it's called the Unnamed Universe, and it is awesome.
Mhm.
The way it all interconnects and stuff like that. Just seeing the crossovers of Junkyard Joe and Geiger, and yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it for sure.
And
Yeah, I heard so many good things about those series, and if I recall correctly, I think I did see either Junkyard Joe or Geiger in like the recommended section at my LCS, and I think if I see it again, I think I'm gonna pick them up, um, and
They're
stuff.
good.
Yeah, just to yeah.
They're really
whoever
good.
did that at your shop knows ball because
Oh yeah.
it's fantastic. And I know one of the series that's in the unnamed universe that I haven't read yet is called Redcoat. I still need
Yeah.
to check that out, but it's supposed to be getting a movie adaptation that's
Hmm.
in production. So, I mean, if you wanted to get the ball rolling on that, before the movie or TV show or whatever they're doing comes out, that's also a great option. It ties into everything.
Hmm. And I know Exquisite Corpses is also getting a movie as well, which I've heard like that's a mixture of like Hunger Games and something else. I forgot what it was,
It's like
but
The
as
Purge,
of
kind of.
yeah, yeah, I think yeah, Hunger Games and Purge. But yeah, I love the Hunger Games series, and with it mixing with that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'd also definitely want to check out Exquisite Corpses as well.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know this. That's not with the. It's separate from
I
the
think
Ghost Machine.
so.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's separate from the
Yeah.
Ghost
Yeah. Yeah.
Machine stuff. That's its own thing. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I read the first trade of that literally the other day. Like I mean, I here in just a moment we're gonna talk about like our recent reads. Um, but let me tell you, this last week I've been reading like a machine. I've been knocking out trades. I've been reading some manga that I've just had sitting here for a while. Um, but one of the things I did read was the volume one of Exquisite Corpses, and I'm not really like a big horror guy. Like as far as I don't know, just like not a big slasher guy or like serial killers and stuff like that. The Purge and like I don't know, the different kind of horror thriller stuff. I'm not really a fan of that kind of stuff. But Exquisite Corpses was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
There's some pretty crazy kills in it, and the concept is pretty cool. Cameron, have you heard about Exquisite Corpses?
I've heard of the name. I've heard of the name. I don't know anything about it though. Just this is definitely a uh new to me, like what you guys are talking about. I've only heard the name, but I don't know anything about it.
So
Yeah.
basically, the lore of it, like the general premise, is that the United States, you have like the original 13 colonies, right? And you have like the richest families from all of these different states, you know, like the East Coast, and you know, as the country started to expand, it was too much for them to like control. So what they do, I guess, is you have like these heads of families from the original 13 colonies that have like their secret government, essentially. Like you know, you think about like politics and stuff, it's like all of that shit doesn't matter. It's all a show because there's like these super rich people at the top that are actually controlling everything is the general idea.
Yeah.
And so they play this sick twisted game um, every like 4 years. They do like their own election pretty much to see who's going to rule the country in the shadows. And so each of the families, they draw a card from a deck, and the card from this deck has a specific weapon on it. And whatever card they draw, they have to hire a killer, whether that be some serial killer or a hitman or assassin or whatever, just somebody who's an expert in killing, who specializes in that weapon, and they send them off into like this small town that they quarantine. None of the people in the town know what's going on, but they kind of quarantine this town and let all like 13 of these killers go crazy. And like they're trying to kill each other, they're trying to kill as many of these civilians as possible to rack up points, and whoever gets the most points allows these families to like to win and like rule the country. And it's really fucked up, but there's I mean, there's just so many different unique characters that are all like I mean, like you're you know manga stuff. You know how you've got like all of these different when it comes to different manga and shonen and stuff, you've got these characters that are very stylized, and the way they look has to do with like their abilities and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's a very you know what I mean? Like there's very
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's kind of like that. It could very easily be an anime, just like the general plot. But it's
yeah.
interesting. It's interesting.
It sounds cool. Sounds pretty cool. I yeah. And it's is it long? Is it ongoing still or?
It's ongoing still.
Yeah.
The issues themselves are kind of oversized because the first trade you can get it for $10. It's an image comic. It has the
Mhm.
first only the first 3 issues, but the first 3 issues take up an entire like trade. Like they're big issues, but yeah, no, it's a fun read for sure.
Cool,
Mhm.
man. Yeah, I might have to check it out. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean those are just some recommendations for you, JS. I hope whenever you can write them down, and whenever you go shopping next, or just
Yeah.
keep it in the back of your mind. Check some of that stuff out. Hopefully, broaden your horizons a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Um, I hope that we were able to help there. But
Mhm.
as far as what you've been reading lately, I know you said you don't have a whole lot of time to read, and uh,
Mhm.
but what have you been picking up? What have you been reading in the last couple of weeks or so?
Um, I know recently the like a recent issue I just read was Transformers issue 28, which that was interesting to say the least. But yeah, I also picked up the reprints of Absolute Batman and like the number one, and also the annual as well. Um, and then of course Wonder Woman Dead Earth, and I read a little bit of that um and stuff, but as far as from that, not much. But Transformers issue 28 was something, to say the least. Yeah.
I have a question, JS. So n- now that Danny Warren Johnson is off Transformers and Kirkman is now writing Transformers, do you feel or sense any change in the way the story is, or is it a seamless transition from Danny Warren Johnson to Kirkman?
Yeah, I definitely feel like there has. I can definitely
Mm-hmm.
see the change that has like happened and stuff, like especially between the two human characters, Carly and Spike. Um, I know they were definitely prominent in Daniel Warren Johnson's run, but it just like I think personally for me, it's just like I want them to at least continue helping out with the Autobots, especially with like Spike and stuff, because like I don't want to get into like spoilers for like issue 24, but like he and Optimus have this big bond that really, I guess, got solidified in issue 23 and issue 24. That's like very, I feel like, crucial to that, that run and stuff. Which I really hope they can continue like with their characters, but we'll see about that. But yeah, I think they're definitely, I can see the change that has happened, but still trying to like keep what these characters' personalities are
Mm.
for this. Yeah.
So you think like the
Oh,
kind of like the human characters have been pushed to the side a little bit to focus on like the Autobots
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah, because I know
that
that
kind of
Carly and
sucks.
Spike. Yeah, because I feel like Carly and Spike, they really like were definitely heavily involved in the first 24 issues, and now since I mean they were in some of like panels in the newest run, but it's just like after that it's just like where are they, honestly, and like
Mhm.
especially between Carly and um her Autobot friend, and then Shredhead, and then Cliffjumper, and then um Optimus and Spike is the biggest one, and
Right.
it's just like I hope they do not forget about their relationship at all, because that whole entire thing from Daniel Warren Johnson's run was the key part of Optimus's character throughout that storyline.
Well, yeah, that was. I mean, that's such a Daniel Warren Johnson thing to do, though, where like it's not just a Transformers story, but just the human aspect and the bonds that these humans grow with the Transformers and how the Transformers perceive human life, and just how fragile they are. Like examining that kind of stuff, the relationship side of thing is just a very heartfelt thing that he does in a lot of his stories. So it, I mean, I never really took the time to think about it, but that was a great question, Cameron, because I that does kind of track, sadly. Like I
Yeah.
I can see
Yeah.
how there would be how Kirkman would want to focus less on that, because in the grand scheme of things, it might not be as important to the plot of the Energon universe, but that's kind of what made it so grounded and heartfelt to begin with. I could
Hmm.
definitely see that maybe it lost a little bit of soul. That sounds really bad, and I'm sure I've heard that it's still great, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
that is
100%.
a really great point that I never really thought about.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
for
still
sure.
love it. I still love it. But it's just like after like reading some of the issues, just like where I know they have like some past issues for the run where Optimus and Spike hasn't talked for a long time. Um, but it's just like I hope they don't do that for too long throughout this new like run that they're doing, because they haven't even interacted once throughout the whole entire like run yet, and that like kind of concerns me a bit. But I mean, like I still enjoy this story so much. And I will say though, they definitely have kept the Decepticons crazy.
All
I'll just
right.
say that.
They gotta
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Man, that kind of not a fan of that, man. Because like Luke said, it adds. It's such a Daniel Warren Johnson thing to do to add that spice, the soul onto the story. You know what I mean? And now that it's kind of because I love Kirk, but he's my favorite writer in comics right now. But hearing that the human characters that you would think that you wouldn't like, or you would be like, let's just get to the Transformers, you end up really connecting with these characters and really enjoying them. And to hear that they're taking a back seat, now that Kirkman has picked up the writing handle on it, it does kind of suck to hear. I really hope that he doesn't keep them in the back seat forever. I hope they I just don't want the soul to be out of Transformers, because
Right. Yeah.
it's one of the best parts about the whole book, in my opinion, and I haven't even gotten nearly as far into it as you guys have.
Yeah, no, for sure. That it is a little disappointing, but it's one of those things where we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because who knows? We only got like a little bit of like the newest issue coming out in February, but I could be wrong, and they could talk again. But yeah, it's just all up in the air right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Cameron,
Yeah, what's up, man?
uh, if you were gonna say something, I apologize. You
No,
say,
no.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say, what have you been reading, if anything?
So I've been reading Berserk, man. I've been in the middle of the Lost Children arc. Um, and man, I I'm falling in love again, man. Like I love the Golden Age. It's really good. It's really well written. Very dissectable, just like the Black Swordsman arc that came before it. But this, like I've told you before, in like our own personal, chats, this is the arc that made me fall in love with this series. Not Lost Children in particular, because I join them together with Conviction, obviously, because it's like a sub arc in Conviction.
Right.
But yeah, I'm falling in love, man, again, for the third time. I absolutely love this part of the story, man. Even though Guts is out of his mind right now, basically, he still has that humility to him. That scene in particular where he's telling Jill, like, there's no, like, there my battlefield is everywhere. And he's like standing over her with his cape and stuff like that, like, while all the bugs are like burning above him and stuff. It is so so good. And I'll echo what you told me in the chat the other day. It's hard to believe that Kentaro Miura's art can get better and better and better and better and better. And it, the the horror in this part as well in the story is just firing on all cylinders, man. Like, it's crazy to just see like these little bugs, these little elf weird creatures just totally morph into something creepy, terrifying. And man, I love Guts, man. I think he is literally my favorite fictional character of all time. Uh, just like I was telling you guys, I think the whole like connection that him and Jill have in the Lost Children arc, um, it just hits hard, man. Like, it really does, because she's like she's from a broken home. Her family doesn't really care about her. She's like from a town where everyone's dying left and right, and she just finds comfort and safety in Guts. But Guts says, like, you can't come with me. This is my life. This is my battlefield. There's no home for me to go back to. And I just, oh man, it just hits hard. I think it is so well written, and it's my favorite arc in the whole book, man. It really is. Like, I like the Millennium Falcon arc, whatever it's called, the Falcon of the Millennium Empire.
Yeah.
I like that arc a lot. It's really cool. But the Conviction arc, man, is just literally what I felt. It's more of the Black Swordsman arc, and that's what I fell in love with to begin with. That's what hooked me
But
at the very
better.
beginning of Berserk. But 100 times fucking better.
Yeah.
Pardon my language, but man, it is so good. And I'll throw a little recommendation out here to JS. Berserk, it's fantastic. You need to read it. It's obviously not a easy read by any means, of course.
It's
But
messed
man,
up.
Yeah, it is, but man, it is just nothing like it, man. There is nothing like it. I've been really enjoying rereading it for the third time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been reading. What else? I was trying to finish Watchmen, couldn't do it though. That and then uh I last night I flipped open my Immortal Hulk book, man, because my buddy
Ooh.
um he's been telling me because me and him have been playing Rivals, and he's like, dude, have you heard about Immortal Hulk? And I'm like, bro, I'm like literally in the middle of that run right now. And he's like, oh shit, no way. So I flipped it open, was about to read it, and but I ended up falling asleep. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been reading.
Okay.
What about you?
Nice.
Man, like I said, I've been reading like a machine, bro. Like, as soon as, dude, because Watchmen had me in a little bit of a slump in the second half. I got through it, um, but as soon as we were like, okay, we're reading Berserk now. Dude, I was so happy. Like, it just from the jump, it just gets right into things. And, dude,
With the tree demon, the way he's all cutting it up, man, that shit is
bro,
so cool.
dude, 3 deluxe editions. I read a deluxe edition like one a day, essentially over like 3 days. Like, dude, because they're 3 volumes. They're not small. I don't know, JS. Have you seen the Berserk deluxe editions like at Barnes and Noble?
I've seen, yeah, some of them. Yeah, they're huge.
The big black. Yeah. These.
Oh yeah, I have seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, I read like one of those a day. Like I was blazing through that arc because it was fantastic. I won't talk too much about it. I don't want to bore you, JS, but and we'll have our
No, you're
own
good.
we'll have our own review here soon. But yeah, absolutely loved that arc. Blazed through it. I read. What else did I read? I've been trying to get ahead on some of my trades. I was reading the new Wolverine run because I've been talking shit about it for a long time, but then actually turns out it's kind of good. I won't lie. My bad, y'all. My bad. Um, but no, it's actually kind of good. I've read that. I'm just trying to. I'm gonna reread Bug Wars here soon. Because I have the trade. Like I read it all in singles as it was coming out. It's one of my favorite series. But I'm gonna reread the trade. I read Absolute Flash in the trade. A bunch. Oh, one of
Really
the
excited
things,
for that special that's coming out for Bug Wars, man. It comes out this coming
Wednesday.
this coming
Ooh.
Wednesday. Very excited for that, man. I can't wait.
Are you gonna get the special variant?
Probably not. I don't even know what is it.
Look it up. It's
What is she naked on it or
it's I don't know. I mean, it could be like a troll, like where I don't know. If you look at it, it says it says it's a spicy variant. But imagine like
Yeah.
imagine you
a spicy variant?
well
All right.
like look on Comic Geeks, Cameron. Look at the variant. You'll see which one I'm talking about. But it's in a
I
blind
know
bag.
exactly which one you were talking about.
It looks like it's gonna
Wow.
be funny. Like imagine you open it and it's not what you think it is at all. It's just like a joke.
Fuck.
It's the last like few
Spider
words.
sex.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
You know you want to use sick bat. All right, I'm probably gonna
I'm
pick that one up.
I'm scared. I am scared to see what it looks like whenever I go this Wednesday. You know what? I'm just
well, because
golly.
it's in a blind bag. Like you have to,
Okay.
because it's yeah, they don't want like kids looking at it and stuff. Like you have to
Right.
open
Yeah,
it
that
and
makes
see.
sense. That makes sense.
But nobody knows what it looks like. It hasn't been announced. Like the only image we've seen is that image, the like of the bag
That
itself.
cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Imagine
It's gotta be something nasty on that shit. Which
It has to,
I mean,
honestly.
I mean, if it is like actually like NSFW, that I mean, it would be weird. But like,
yeah, obviously.
my
It's just
bet
kinda
is
funny.
that, dude, it would be hilarious if it's like not at all what you're thinking. Like if it's just something like a joke. You know what I mean?
It's like a chibi version
Yeah,
of
if
Wista.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
if it's
That'd be
something
cool.
innocent, that's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be
Considering it's
so
a
cool.
yeah.
You got all these gooners trying to get it, and then they open it, and
Yeah.
it's not what they think it is at all. That would be hilarious.
Oh god.
Yeah. I don't know how popular Bug Wars is at my LCS. I mean, I go there 10 minutes before they open anyway. I'm always like first or second in line whenever they open, but I'm hoping they have one that I could snag. Because I went to go buy DCKO number 3. Actually, I read that as well. DCKO number 3 plus like all my ongoings, but man, that one was so good. Anyway, I went to my LCS like 10 minutes before they opened, was first in line, and they didn't have any A covers for KO number 3, so I had to get the 8, or it's like the 16-bit like fighter selection screen like cover for it, and I I was still able to get it, but I hope they have that cover, that variant for Bug Wars. I can't wait.
I mean, if it's something you care about, my shop still has a bunch of the acetate like A covers. Like if you want it, I can pick one up for you.
Does your LCS still have a bunch of them?
Dude, I went yesterday on Saturday, like literally this big of a stack. Yeah.
Yeah, cause that was my thing. Like I usually like ever since because I would just pick up whatever cover looked cool in my opinion. But then whenever you were telling me, it was like on our first or second issue that we did, where you were telling me like that A covers are usually easier to they all like kind of go together. You know what I mean? And ever since then, I've just been a cover A. And if I enjoy another cover, I'll buy that cover separately. But I'll always get the cover A. And not being able to get cover A for KO number 3 was like, and I think the cover A's for KO, the acetate covers are awesome. I think that like you open it and you can see that was hidden behind the KO. It's so cool. Yeah. Well, if my LCS has any more, because I don't know if it was like an order issue or something like that, where they make, because there was literally none, and I was like kind of weirded out by it. But maybe if this Wednesday, whenever I go to get Bug Wars and Skin Breaker and all that good stuff, if they don't have any, I'll let you know if you can get me one of those acetate covers for sure.
For sure. I'm gonna go Wednesday after school because I'm excited because Absolute Batman comes out and Bug Wars. So I'm gonna go after school on Wednesday. And if they still have some on Wednesday, I'll let you know as well.
Yeah, there's like a ton of Absolute titles coming out this week. Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and Flash, which is crazy. Yeah.
Dude, this coming Wednesday for me is gonna be, because I have Final Boss number 3 coming out, Skin Breaker number, was it number 6 or no, number 5, the Bug War special. I have to get the new Fantastic Four issue number 7. Yeah, there's so many bangers coming out. That's another one that I read as well. Final Boss. I loved it. So that, especially the second issue was all okay. But man, that first issue blew me away. Where it's basically Mortal Kombat meets Tekken in like a single, like, it's so cool, man. So cool.
Yeah. No, that was one I remember. I read the first issue and I remember telling you, Cameron. I was like, dude, you might want to check this out. And you're like, I don't know.
I'm a picky collector when it comes to comics and stuff like that. But no, I'm glad I went to the LCS and then I had that the Ryan Otley cover is what caught me, because I think Ryan Otley is one of my favorite artists in comics right now. And the Otley cover caught me, and I was like, oh shit, this is that book that Luke is telling me to get. And it was like the second or third reprinting of issue number 1, and I was like, perfect, I'll pick that up. And then I saw behind it that it had issue 2, and I was like, got to scoop the second issue as well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm very excited to see where that story goes.
Yeah,
so, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I remember whenever I first was trying to find, because this was like when the Absolute Batman Annual like first came out. I was trying to find it, and like the slot where they had it, and they only had I think it was the Nick Dragata variant that they had. I think that was cover B for it. I could be wrong though.
With the truck.
Yeah. That was that. Yeah, I was trying to look for the Daniel Warren Johnson one, and my heart was like pounding. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they have it. So I went to the front and I asked, hey, do you have the cover A? And they were like, oh yeah, we do. And I was like, okay, cool, that was good. But yeah, it's just like I always try to like make sure to like get cover A's, and if like there's a cover B that looks cool, then I'll grab it. But like, man, there's just like so many like cool variants that are out there for different issues and stuff, and I still need to pick up DCKO 1 and 2. They still have number 2, I believe, still available, but number 1, I don't know where I'm gonna have to get that, but yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they reprinted the first couple issues or reprint the whole run. It's only 5 issues long, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
but let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope they do a reprint.
Hopefully.
I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That annual for Absolute Batman is like one of my favorite single issues like I've ever read, and I know I'm not like too deep. I'm not as deep as you guys are in the comics yet. I'm only been in like a little bit less than a year, but man, that issue was awesome. I loved it, man. And then Daniel Warren Johnson's art is so stylistic and like that's one thing that I talked to with Luke on one of our past issues. He conveys motion so well. Like there's a section of Murder Falcon that always pops in my mind whenever I think about it. That there's like a part where he goes to like punch a demon or whatever, but like you could see all the lines like conveying like the wind of him like. Oh,
yeah.
dude.
And that all comes
So good.
from like his heavy manga influence too, like Kentaro Miura, even Akira Toriyama. Yeah. No, the motion is
Great artist, man.
awesome, and I always think when I think about motion in Daniel Warren Johnson stuff, I think of Optimus ripping his arm off or whatever.
Yeah.
Where, like
Yes,
like you can
such a good
see like
part.
the wide swing and like the way the lines portray the arc of the like the swing. That's what I always think of. But yeah.
And then like whenever there are like some parts, and like to add to that what you were saying with some of like Optimus Prime's movies, like you can really tell on like whenever he's like looking this way, then whenever he turns like another way, you can really tell like with the detailing on that. Like it's really, really, really good. And I loved how he did it on that.
Oh, it's perfect. It like I know you haven't read Berserk, but Kentaro Miura, he is like the king of conveying motion and like the big slugging of the sword that is Guts' Dragon Slayer sword. It is so it makes it so much more fun to read if that makes sense. Like it feels like you're watching a movie or you're watching a show or something cool like that instead of it. And it's a still picture, but it's conveying motion in a way where you're like totally like sucked into the book or like totally immersed rather. Love that. Love Daniel Warren Johnson's style, man. And yeah, that annual, like seeing him break that dude's arm, like oh man, epic. And I love
that was crazy.
I have to reread it because when it first came out and I read it, I don't know, like maybe my expectations were so high because the hype around it was so high, and it being D-dubs, I was expecting something that it wasn't, and I was just ended up being a little disappointed. But I think now that the hype has died down a little bit, if I go back and read it, maybe I will enjoy it more. But I wasn't nearly as hot on it as everybody else was when I first read it, personally.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. And then again, it doesn't help that Absolute Batman itself, like the run is critically acclaimed by you, especially. Like you absolutely love Absolute Batman. So seeing
Her
the
and I
annual
were talking about that before you hopped on. I was telling her how
Oh,
much
yeah.
I love Absolute Batman.
Yeah, that is one that I 100% I'm gonna buy. I've been holding off, man. I've been really having some self-control, trying not to buy the first trade. I'm waiting until the second trade comes out, so I'm in that Bane arc because that's when I'm
Is it back in
excited.
stock now?
What the first issue or the first volume? I don't know. I haven't looked. I've been waiting for
Because last
I've been
time you
waiting for that
looked, it
second
was
volume
out.
to come out. Yeah, it was out. I could actually look really quick to see, but I hope so. Hopefully by the time the second trade comes out, it'll be back in stock. If not, I actually think my LCS has like a ton of them. Like they have a ton of the absolute trades. Like
Okay.
I almost bought Absolute Wonder Woman last weekend,
Okay.
Barnes and Noble. But let me see. It
Yeah.
is.
Because I know the second trade comes out on February 4th.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. I've got mine pre-ordered.
I
In
can't
fact,
wait.
actually, I have the hardcover. I have the hardcover pre-ordered.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is out of stock. So that sucks. But
Oof.
I'm pretty sure I can find it on my LCS. Hopefully, let's keep the fingers crossed.
Yep.
But
Fingers crossed.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it probably didn't help that Absolute Batman itself is straight peak, from what I hear. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you
Yeah.
see, as of recently, in the last couple of weeks, the value of issue 1 has skyrocketed. People are talking about it everywhere, but like people are selling issue 1 of Absolute Batman first printing for like $200.
What?
Yeah.
Why? What is the spike for? Is it
Just the
like
hype. Just hype.
just the hype bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the best villain almost in media, the Joker, has like the sickest looking form ever in Absolute Batman. Like his form is crazy in
Well,
this
Oh
in
yeah.
Absolute Batman.
bro, you guys are in for a treat. Neither of you have read it, but issue 15 and then the Arc M special are basically like they go hand in hand and they talk about the Joker and his backstory and stuff. It's crazy. Um,
Can't wait.
Mhm.
yeah, I'm
I
very
hope like
excited.
Arc M. I'm sure they will in like a trade or probably the third
I'm
trade they'll
I'm
collect Arc
hoping.
M.
Probably.
I almost bought that book Arc M whenever it came out on new comic book day on Wednesday. I literally almost bought it just for the cover because he's like standing over the villain,
Yeah.
dope, and I almost bought it just for the cover. But I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna understand like what's going on because I haven't read any Absolute Batman besides the first issue in the annual.
hmm
But I'm kind of kicking myself now because that I hope they collect it because if they don't, I'll be upset that I wasn't able
Yeah.
to read Arc M.
Yeah. I remember like that one time that I was trying to get Arc M. I was upset that I didn't get to pre-order it. So like, okay, unfortunately, my next thing I have to do is probably get it on Whatnot. And I'm glad that someone was able to give like their second copy away. I don't know why like that happens, but like, um, yeah, I was gonna try get an Arkham special, but then someone bought it to a price where I couldn't get it, and I'm like, oh
Ooh.
man, this sucks. But then they were so nice, and they said just let JS have it, and I'm like, oh, that means a lot. So I got it, but unfortunately, I didn't have a shipping label. But I was like, you know what? Give me one of the damaged Ultimate Endgame covers. So
Hmm.
I was able to at least get like the Arkham special. But yeah, that happened. It got it in, and I'm just grateful that that one person was able to do that for me because if I was not able to do that, man, I would have been kicking myself in the butt, and I would have been very upset if I didn't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it
it was good.
collecting single issues is scary, man. 'Cause, like with the you miss out, you miss out unless they reprint it, and it's like a big maybe. Like
hmm
with like Escape, that was one series that I thought was gonna be like it is still like a little sleeper hit in my opinion. But man, they're on like their fourth reprinting of that first two issues, and I'm like, oh man, so people must be loving this series because
It's been getting a lot of traction and hype lately. I've heard a
dude,
lot of people talk about Escape.
it is so good. It's like it honestly, dude. Like besides Battle Beast, obviously, it's my favorite ongoing right now,
Yeah.
hands down. It's that good.
Yeah, I have the trade pre-ordered for that too. I think it got pushed back. Sadly, it was supposed to come out in April, end of April, but now it got pushed back to the end of May. So it is what it is. But I still have it pre-ordered.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
for
excited
sure.
to get it because that was one where it came out. I just didn't think I was gonna like it, so I skipped out on issue 1. But then I just after it came out, everybody's talking about it. I was like, well, damn, like I should have got it, but you
yeah.
know, but yeah, I mean, I guess to wrap this segment up, the last couple of things that I wanted to talk about as far as the things that I read, um, dude, after getting back into reading Berserk, I've been having the itch to read some manga again, um, and I read Tower Dungeon by Tsutomu Nihei. I don't know if you've seen that one, Cameron, or if you have JS.
I have it.
Mm-mm, I
It
haven't.
is awesome. It's like because obviously, I say obviously, you might not know, so maybe it's not that obvious. But Tsutomu Nihei does a lot of weird like cyberpunk esque stuff, like weird like cyberpunk horror mixed coded stuff. Like his art is really awesome. He draws like huge like mega structures and like almost like obelisk
What has
like
he done?
structures, huh?
What has he written?
Um,
Because that name is super familiar.
he
It
did
sounds
down
familiar.
here. Blame.
Oh, okay. That's why. Because now that you're explaining his art style, Blam is like literally Blame Blam, whatever. It's that is like his art style, like big, bombastic, huge looking cyberpunky buildings and stuff like that. Blam is one of those that I really, really want to read.
Yeah, no, I love his stuff, dude. In fact, he did a mini series on Wolverine in the early
Really?
2000s. Yeah, called Wolverine Snicked.
Hmm.
And it's basically Wolverine gets transported into basically a Tsutomu Nihei world, and he's fighting like these robo monsters that are like those bioorganic monsters. You know what
Yeah,
you know, Cam. But it's
yeah, I get what
Wolverine
you mean.
fighting those. And they did a reprint of a trade like 3 years ago now. And I picked that up when it came out uh, way back when, just because I liked Tsutomu Nihei. I wasn't even really into comics at the time. Uh, but yeah, no, his stuff is really cool. But he's known for doing like hard, like, I don't know, like mechanical science fiction type stuff. But Tower Dungeon is basically his take on a fantasy story. So, it's not robots and blasters and stuff. It's like sword and sorcery uh, type of
Mhm.
stuff, but it still maintains like something about his writing style is very show don't tell, and a lot of it's left very vague, and you have a lot of questions, and he has like these very bleak and dark worlds. But it's the same thing with Tower Dungeon, except Tower Dungeon I think is a little bit more grounded. It's a lot easier to understand. There is an actual like pretty concrete plot going on that I like. Um, but yeah, it reminds me a lot of like Dark Souls. Like,
Mhm.
uh, dude, I know you, Cameron, you would love it, man, because it's like basically the plot is that the princess of this kingdom gets kidnapped by this necromancer, and the necromancer brings her to the top of this tower. And it's when I say it's a tower, I mean like it's 100 stories tall, like, but it's like miles long, like in size. Like it's just a huge, sprawling like tower dungeon. I mean, that's the name of the series. Um, and so these people start getting recruited, uh, like a military. What do they call it? Inscription, I think they call it, where they kind of like a draft, pretty much. Like if you remember, if you've watched Mulan. You remember how they were like rounding up all the able-bodied men to go fight?
Mhm.
Same sort of deal. And so this farm boy gets sent to go try to rescue the princess, essentially. And he joins like this military group that are sending people into this tower. And on each floor of this tower, you've got these different bosses and monsters and like undead creatures that are like really weird looking. Um, yeah, and the stakes are high. I mean, people are dying, and like they ain't coming back. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's really cool. And then the end of issue 3 had a huge cliffhanger, like a big reveal. Like, bro, I fell in love with this series. So if you wanted to check it
This,
out,
yeah, bro, this looks like my type of story.
if
I'm a
Ooh.
sucker for shit like this.
let me hold on, I want to see if I can pull it up on my phone and show you the cover. JS, if you wanted to check it out too.
Mhm.
Um, Cause dude, it is awesome. I'm so hyped. It's ongoing. Next volume comes out. Excuse me, next month. It looks like this. It's kind of hard to tell because of the glare. But if you look up Tower Dungeon, you'll
Yeah, I
see
saw
what
that.
Yeah.
you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, it is fantastic. It starts off kind of tropey, and it's like okay, but like volumes 2 and 3, it just keeps getting better and better. I'm very excited to continue. So I read the first 3 volumes of that I had laying around that I just hadn't gotten to yet, and then I read the first volume of Kingdom, which I had, uh, and I dug it. Kingdom is pretty good, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it that I've been reading lately. Um, yeah, I've been reading a ton, man. Like I said, ever since I got back into Berserk, I've just had this itch to just really knock out just about everything I have on my shelves. Like, I don't know, this year, like I have so much, you know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
year, I'm just wanting to really prioritize reading as opposed to buying. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna buy some stuff here and there, but I want to make sure that I read what I have, and I've just been knocking out a ton. So I'm really proud of myself for that. But yeah, I mean that's what I've been doing. Is there, Cameron? Is there anything else you wanted to talk about this episode?
Um, nah, man. I think I'm chilling. Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, hey JS, what do you say we wrap up the episode? I think we covered our bases, talked about everything we wanted to talk about. Uh, I want
Mhm.
to allow you the moment to shout yourself out, let the people know where you're at, shout out your socials, if you wanted to
Mhm.
go ahead.
Yeah, so you can find me on my channel JSProductions on YouTube, and that at handle will be JSProductions02. Um, Apart from that, I just have, the YouTube channel. I don't really promote much, but I am in the works of making a second channel, which might be coming, very, very soon. I just need to think about what to do for my first video for that, but I do have a second channel incoming, so
Awesome.
stay tuned for that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll whenever I'm putting together this episode, I will definitely leave a link to your channel in the description, so people can check you out if they're interested. But yeah, with that being said, I mean we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much, JS, for joining us today. You are officially our first ever guest. I mean
Yeah.
we have some people lined up. One of them fell through, and you know we've been wanting to have people on for a minute. So you are our first guest, and thank you so much for being on and joining us and talking with us. It means a lot.
Yeah,
Before
it's
before we
been.
wrap
Yeah.
before we wrap this up, I have one major question for you, JS.
All
You
right.
said you were a FNAF fan and a creator of FNAF. What is your favorite FNAF game?
I have really gone to love Security Breach because I
Oh wow.
did like a whole marathon before the second movie came out, and Security Breach is always one I would always love to go back to because of, the story, the characters, which literally here's like a little like behind the scenes thing real quick. Scott Cawthon, the creator of the game, wanted I think I'm recalling this correctly. He wanted Kellen Golf to make Glamrock Freddy like Optimus Prime. Not like taking like directly from Optimus, but he was an inspiration for Glamrock Freddy,
Hmm.
and I thought that that was like a really really cool detail as well. And then little fun fact, he um Helen also wanted to have Sun and Moon be inspired from Laserbeak from the Dark of the Moon movie, which I thought was also interesting as well. And another fun fact, Kellen was also Optimus Prime at Universal Hollywood as
Oh
well.
wow.
Yeah,
Cool,
little
Interesting.
cool.
yeah, I did like a little fun like deep dive of like the connection between Transformers and Five Nights at Freddy's, but that ended up falling through, so it didn't really go so hot. But recently it's come close for the recent game Secret of the Mimic to be number one as well. Like those two are really, really good games, and I loved what they did with those. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Art,
Yeah,
art, 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 art.
I my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's is hands down 4. 4 is
Yes.
so good. It is
Hmm.
actually scary. Like obviously Five Nights at Freddy's is, scary coded, but the animatronic designs and the story in that game as
Hmm.
well. are so good. Like the animatronic
Mhm.
designs, especially like Nightmare is his name, correct? The
Yeah,
the the
yeah,
black teddy bear.
yeah.
Or not
Nightmare.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nightmare. Insane design.
Mhm.
All of them are awesome. The way you got Foxy in the closet, in the middle closet, and it'll
Mhm.
jump scare you, but you're not
Yeah.
actually dead. Yeah, man, it's such a good game.
Mhm.
I love part 4 a lot. So yeah. Sorry, I just had to throw that question out
No,
there
you're
because
good. You're
No,
good.
that's
I'm a
good, man.
FNAF fan as well. I'm a
Like,
FNAF fan as well. I really enjoy that.
I do have to show y'all something. I was gifted this a few days after my birthday, but yeah, this
No
is
way.
I just don't know how people do this. To like for me, it's just like people are just so crazy, but so nice at the same time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Well,
awesome.
awesome.
That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I
yeah,
just had to throw that question out there. It's a probably the most important question we've asked this
yeah,
entire
Yeah,
podcast.
absolutely.
yeah. All good, all good. Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway, we could wrap up, guys.
yeah, with that being said, thank you so much, JS, for joining us. It's been a blast. I love having another face on here because, I mean, I love when me and Cameron do talking it up, but it's a whole nother ball game, and we've got more than just the two of us. It was a
Mhm.
ton of fun. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
With that being said, I've been MLGman, aka Luke. Got Xboxgut, aka Cameron. JSProductions with us, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Later, guys.